our thing. We just had a problem, Melissa, where you weren't showing up. It was just me by my lonesome, and then an empty box right next to me. But we fixed it because it wouldn't be much of a podcast without both of us here. So here we are doing our thing on a Friday night like we typically do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to number 146 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa.
Hello.
How's it going? How's your week been?
It's okay. It's been, I don't know, it's coming off of a holiday weekend, which are always rough. I worked like 12 hours on Tuesday to catch up over the weekend. Yeah. That's what happens. Like, I know how to expect that that's what happens, and there's no way to avoid it because they won't let me, like, just cancel holidays, like, for myself personally. Like, no, we're all going to be out of the office.
Yeah, it's because it's interesting because I had a much more relaxed week this week. Work was really slow, but in my own way, I did the same thing where to make up for the time that I missed on Monday, I worked extra the rest of the week. Not that I had much to do, but I still like clocked in and all of that stuff. So that was nice, but it was also a week that I spent mostly in bed, like instead of like moving here to my desk and stuff and being like, I'm gonna work a normal thing. I was like, what if I work from my bed this week? Because it's like I have to wake up an hour earlier and do all of that stuff. What if I just work from bed? Which is a dangerous game when working from home. So not something you want to do all that much.
Because then your bed becomes where work is. It becomes a business bed.
Business bed. Yeah. You have a party bed. I have a business bed.
Yeah. It's a party bed by definition because I need to work on a big monitor to get... Like, I can't work from bed. It's impossible. So it remains party bed. Yeah.
So when I was at the office, I had a 2-monitor set up, and I got used to working with that when the whole pandemic hit, the speed at which I could work like significantly lowered. I still got the same amount of stuff done, but something that used to take me like 3 minutes and was now taking me like 5. So it's like, well, it's not that much of a big difference, but it's enough where it's like, okay, I'm a little slower here. But now all I use is just my work laptop because I don't want to hook all my work stuff up to this thing. So they stay for the podcast stuff. That's it. Don't want to mess around.
Mine's
with all
both.
That.
Which is tricky when I'm working late on a Monday and then Marvel drops a trailer. I don't know why they had to decide Monday is trailer day and I have to stop working, move over to the podcast stuff so that we can record a reactor core, and then I keep working.
And go back and reset everything all up, man. Yeah, it's been a good week besides that though. We got some good sunshine. We got some rain. It's been a good mix of stuff.
Both.
Yeah.
The two kinds.
Did you do something special for the holiday? It was Memorial Day this past week, right? That was the day it was. I don't even know.
Yes, it was that. It was that one.
Okay.
It's in May, and then Labor Day is in September. Those don't have matching letters.
Labor Day is later.
Yes. Memorial Day is my first. The first of those in the year.
My first holiday of the year.
The first one. We get our first one in May. I didn't do anything that was like special to that holiday, but I did have a good day. I went over and saw my parents, and my dad grilled pork steaks, which are like steak and bacon combined together. They're the perfect food. They're the perfect meat food. You know, there's many other foods that don't involve meat that are also perfect in all the foods are good.
I don't know if I've heard anyone describe it as meat food. Like, this is the perfect meat food.
I wanted to call it the perfect food, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I don't know.
It's food, it's meat food.
Like, I don't want to cast anybody out if they don't eat meat, that they don't have access to this perfect food. Like, there's other perfect foods that don't involve meat or involve whatever it is you like. Honestly, if we get right down to it, I think a potato is the perfect food, but that's not what we came here to discuss today. I ate pork steaks, and then I did a movie trade with my dad. Number one thing I've been missing over the last year and a half is just watching movies with my dad. And even when I do, because I can't go over to the house for very long. And honestly, sometimes when I do go over to the house, he just keeps watching whatever it was he already decided that day he felt like watching, regardless of whether I'm there or not. He's like, I already wanted to watch a 3-hour black and white World War II movie, and I'm not changing. You can sit in here and watch it with me, but I'm not putting a different thing on. But for Memorial Day, you let me pick a movie. I showed him Logan Lucky, a really fun heist movie I watched last year. We all enjoyed it. And then he's like, I have a movie I really want to show you, which is the greatest prize. Like I said, to have dad put on a movie specifically because he wants me to watch it and not just because he wants to watch it and I'm also in the room.
Yeah.
So we watched the 1985 sci-fi movie Enemy Mine.
I don't know that one.
It's
I don't think I've ever
maybe
heard of
only
that one.
my dad knows it. It's it stars Dennis Quaid as a space soldier fighting in a space war, and he crash lands on a planet, and it's this barren, desolate planet, and it's just him and this alien enemy soldier, and the two groups hate each other, but they have to learn to get along, learn how to survive together, and it's a really sweet
we need to work with the aliens to get more meat food.
It's a really sweet story of them like taking turns, learning each other's language, learning each other's cultures. The alien reproduces asexually and just has a baby out of nowhere. Just like, well, my body decided biologically it's time for another one of me. So, it's them like co-parenting. Yeah, attempting to co-parent like a little alien baby. It's a weird movie. It's good, but it's like, okay, we're going to be Star Wars for like 15 minutes at the beginning and 15 minutes at the end. And in the middle, it's just a small, quiet family drama.
Interesting. Let's see, what did I do this week? So I finished season 2 of Preacher. So that is still rolling along. Season 2, I think, is better because it actually, like, season 1 ends where the book kind of starts, like very quickly in the book. They're like, well, God is missing. We need to find him. And like they head off to go find God, and that's it. Whereas season 1, like that is the season finale. They're like, so God is missing, huh? Well, I guess we should go find him. And that's what they do. So most of the book is them on this adventure to go find God and see where he's up to, what he's been up to these days. And that's what season 2 of the show is. They go down to New Orleans because they find out that apparently he likes jazz. So they're like, what's a good jazz place in the United States? And they're like, New Orleans. Yeah, this show is interesting. It's an interesting mix of stuff. I kind of talked about it last week, so I won't go into details and stuff, but it's a wacky adventure, that's for sure. What else did I watch this week? Did I watch anything else really besides that? Not much until today.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah. Today, however, Sweet Tooth came out on Netflix. And so I started watching that today. There's 8 of them, and they're hour long ones. And I've now watched the first 3.
Wow.
And it's good. I like it. Yeah.
It is good. I forgot it was coming out today until you wrote that in our list of topics. I'm like, oh, I should check out at least the first episode of this. I like Jeff Lemire's work so much. It is a very good show.
So you watched the pilot then? You watched the first one?
First episode, yes.
Cool.
I believe
cool.
we all agree to continue calling episode 1 a pilot, even for shows where it seems like it was ordered all at once.
Here's all 10, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
it is a.
Do want to say that that first one does, I think, give you that good mix of like, here's a little bit of everything you're gonna see. There's gonna be some family and character drama. There's gonna be some weird things happening with the like post-apocalyptic pandemic stuff. There's gonna be a villain. There's gonna be this like doctor trying to find a cure and stuff like that. There's gonna be action. There's gonna be comedy. There's gonna be, it's there's all sorts of stuff, and maple syrup for everyone.
My favorite Daniel Day-Lewis film, There Will Be Syrup.
But it gives a good window into what there will be in the series without really like diving into it entirely, if that makes sense.
I don't jive well with post-apocalyptic dystopian stories. No matter what they are, they always make me feel on edge. I feel bad, like there's something I did to make them extrapolate from the world we have that there's going to be a dystopia.
You, Melissa, how dare you watch this show, watch this movie?
This is what everyone says, but I still feel it every time. I'm like, beans, I should have done something differently, and then these monsters wouldn't be attacking John Krasinski and Emily Blunt in their little farmhouse, and they have to be quiet all the time.
That's kind of how the butterfly effect works, right? You do one small thing, like, oh man, I stepped on that butterfly like 3 years ago, and if I just hadn't done that, then everything would have been fine.
I worry about the butterfly effect every day, but... Yeah, so this is not my general type of show within that post-apocalyptic setting. I think I'll watch more of it. I think I'll continue. Because like you said, it's only 8 episodes. And I know that if I don't finish it, I will probably spend at least 8 hours of just my mental time for the rest of my life wondering how the rest of the thing went. Well, I guess I might as well actually watch it with those 8 hours.
It's an interesting thing because the comics that it's based off of are a lot darker than this. I absolutely would not say it is a family friendly comic. They get into some very, very dark stuff. This show seems like they're not going as dark, that they are trying to family friendly it up some. It's not, I wouldn't say it is family friendly, but it is more acceptable to a like wider audience, if that makes sense. So it's not as dark, and I'm almost halfway done with season 1. There will be some darker things, but like it's not going to be like it's absolutely not going to be as moody as Dark, the German Netflix
Dark is the darkest
traveling show. Yeah, that is just like 100% atmosphere and brooding and stuff like that. No,
you're
it's
barely going to see a child smile for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But it's one I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy. It's gonna be heartwarming. It's also gonna be a tear jerker. There are some sad things that happen in this story, but I'm excited to see where it goes because I really enjoyed the comics. and it's been long enough where I don't remember all the details or like how it happened and all that stuff. So it's
a good
just
place
like,
to be.
yeah, I don't remember exactly like, okay, is this how it happened in the book? I don't remember this scene happening. What's going on here? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see with that. But the one thing that I thought was really funny about, especially the first 2 episodes in this, is Sweet Tooth has a narrator that is in there throughout the show, and I like him for the most part, except he's doing this one thing that I'm like, this is a little strange. Why do you keep saying this? Where he's like, most stories start at the beginning.
Yes.
But for this character, it starts now, or like it starts here, and then I'm like, well, wouldn't that just be the beginning of their story then? Like what?
Right.
Like I don't understand. And he does that multiple times, and it's just like,
oh no, I've only seen him do it once.
Yeah,
I heard that, and they did have
number 2.
I did have flashbacks to the devil all the time narrator that we had such a problem with.
Yeah. But good stuff though. I highly recommend at least checking it out. So
yeah, it looks very good.
It's very folksy.
It is very folksy. I like their folksy music. I like the flowers. Sat there and wondered if they just found those flowers out there and they put the camera where the flowers were, or they brought flowers to be where the camera was going to be.
Exactly. But yeah, that's like for what I've been watching and stuff, that's mainly it. I've also been reading a bunch of comics and stuff, but that's just more of the same. More of the same with that.
That's your perpetual state.
Yeah, pretty much. Melissa, so we have a few things to get through here today on the show. What we mentioned last week was that we were going to do a bit of a fantasy draft.
Yeah.
To our dream mall. But I before we get to that, I want to hear about this Avengers Campus thing that I know you know all about. Last thing I want to say for like movie and TV news is that they finally announced a release date for the Y the Last Man show. And holy moly, this show has been in development hell for like a decade. I read this comic when I was in college, and it was wonderful. It's by Brian K. Vaughan, who's one of my favorite writers. He also wrote on Lost. He was one of the writers for that. He's the creator of The Runaways and stuff like that. And this is again like a, I guess you could say, post-apocalyptic world where a virus wiped out every mammal with a Y chromosome, except for one guy and his pet monkey, and then everyone else is women, and so it is this like society like trying to figure out how to continue and go on when there's no men, and he is trying to find his girlfriend. I think he was in like New York or Boston or something at the start, and she happened to be in Australia. So he's trying to get to her, but he's trying to like keep his identity secret, and then once it starts getting out, then like everyone is after him. There's people who want to have sex with him. There's people that want to study him and be like, why are you still alive? All of the, and all that stuff. But I think where a lot of stories could easily be like, this is like every man's fantasy. Every woman wants him. Like it's all that stuff. It's absolutely not that at all. And he's just like, I don't want any of you guys to stop bothering me. I hate this. Like, this is terrible. I just want my girlfriend. But yeah, they made up with a scientist, a government assassin, all of that stuff to help him like get to the next spot to where he's going. It's a great story. So I'm excited to see this one as a TV show. Let me see.
People
pull up the tweet.
People
here.
have always spoken highly of this comic book. I think I first heard about it in the mid 2000s, probably when I was reading some article about Lost, and it mentioned Brian K. Vaughan, who has also written this comic. Yeah, I don't. As previously said, not but 10, 15 minutes ago, I don't dig post-apocalypse scenarios.
Yeah,
so I don't think I'll be interested in this one. But I appreciate its existence, and I bet it'll do a lot of interesting things now that we have an evolved perception on gender. Yeah, like not necessarily like wiping out everyone with a Y chromosome may not wipe out every man. He's probably not going to be in a world that's entirely women. So they have a lot of interesting opportunities.
We shall see. That will be out September 13th, exclusively on Hulu or on FX on Hulu. So they must have a like, hey, we're putting some stuff on your streaming service as it comes out. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's a real good story. I have all of the comics. You can see them. Where are they? Right? How do I point this way? It's the like white one.
Is that a real long one?
Right there. It's 10 volumes. Actually, I think we covered it on the Whatnauts podcast. Me and
I think you did.
Paul, it was like one of the first things that we did when we were first like, let's cover something that's longer. I think
your
that
crunchy peanut butter episodes.
Crunchy peanut butter episodes. Yeah, you get those good crunchy morsels that'll last you a long time.
We should bring that name back. I love how abstract, but like completely gets the point across what a name that is.
Exactly. So September 13th, Why the Last Man on FX on Hulu. I'm stoked.
Nice.
That's a good one indeed. Melissa, what's all this Avengers Campus stuff now on Disney's California Adventure?
Yes. Part of the Disneyland complex out there in Anaheim. So we talked about this, I think, in our last episode before quarantine happened last year. News was breaking about this thing. And then, everything went a little haywire. It didn't come out last July like it was supposed to, but it's here now. It lives. Yeah. This is the first Marvel-based theme park attraction on the West Coast. Because in the 90s, before Marvel released their popular films, I guess Howard the Duck and Blade weren't enough to give them this much credit. They weren't doing so well. They were bankrupt, near bankruptcy. They were selling off a lot of different properties. And somewhere in that time, Universal Studios got the rights for Marvel attractions in their park. So Universal Studios in Florida, in Orlando, there's a Marvel section there. There's a very cool Spider-Man ride. There's a Hulk coaster. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And so after Disney acquired Marvel, they aren't able to use any Marvel characters in their Orlando park to compete with the Universal park, except for any characters that Universal park doesn't have. No, Guardians of the Galaxy were on nobody's radar until the MCU made that movie. So that's why they're putting a Guardians of the Galaxy coaster in Epcot. That's all they can lay claim to.
Interesting.
But so they had that stipulation for Disney World, not in Disneyland. So out there in Disney's California Adventure, where a couple years ago they'd converted the Tower of Terror ride to be Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. They've now expanded that whole area into Avengers Campus, and they just opened up today. So I've been watching a lot of vlogs. I watched the official like opening ceremonies video from Disney, which was very entertaining.
Yeah, we're playing that some on the Twitch and YouTube version here. I won't play it all because it's like half an hour, but just to give
right, yeah,
give
and it starts with all like
taste.
promo videos first, yeah, and there's like a live ceremony where they have like the president of the parks come out and talk with Kevin Feige, and they have Scott Paul Rudd.
Awesome.
Paul Rudd is there. I know his real name. He's not just Scott Lang. That's Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's there and he talks. Jon Favreau's there. And they're all like so spaced far apart for health and safety reasons. But it does feel more like they're like these ominous presences in the background instead of just like, we're friends hanging out. Like they're just standing still back there. Jon Favreau's not even on the same platform. He's like way up there by the Quinjet. He's so far away. He's so safe.
He's like,
they bring out like
say down there.
Yeah, but like they've got videos, like you see videos like Zoe Saldana got to go to the park earlier. Brie Larson got to go to the park earlier. So there's like a lot of different Marvel stars who filmed little videos saying, hey, congratulations. I'm happy this happened. Hope to be there soon. So eventually they'll all get there. They'll do it. But they bring out a lot of the different costume characters they're going to have walking around. And this land exists outside of canon where anybody could be there. The Iron Man and Black Widow are still walking around. Black Panther will still be there.
Sure.
And is a special treat that I didn't know for sure was going to happen. I think I guessed that this would happen, but this was very nice confirmation. Anthony Mackie comes out and he's got that like brown leather satchel that old Steve has to like give him the shield at the end of Endgame. And then this face character comes running out dressed like
puts it on. Yeah.
Captain America Falcon from the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And
That's
Anthony
awesome.
Mackie gets to give him his shield.
That's so
it was
cool.
It was really nice. And like he gets to walk around with Steve Rogers, Captain America. Like everybody exists at the same time here.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, that video looked really neat. I think the thing for me is to like the meeting the characters walking around and stuff. That I think is maybe like would have been for me if I was younger. But to me, it's like being in the spaces. Like I want to be in a Quinjet or something like that, or like be in Stark Tower or something. Right? Like I want to be in those spaces. I want to eat the food.
Yeah, they've got.
I did see on something else. It wasn't on these videos. I did see they were doing the like they have like the Spider-Man actor who will do the backflip and all that stuff. And they have. I remember last year when we talked about those robots that could do the like the flips and the like sky diving stuff like that. They had one actually in a Spider-Man suit. I was just like, man, that looks so real. That looks so cool. Like that's awesome.
Great. Yeah, it's
He's
really
just, like,
smooth,
swinging through the air. Like,
right. Like you've got an actor dressed as Spider-Man who must have some acrobatic background. Like he does some cool stuff, and then he sort of disappears behind part of the building, and then they use one of those robot things that like launches way high up in the air and then comes down, and then the actor comes back out again. And the actor also like crawls down a wall. It's so cool looking. Oh, the Dora Milaje are there doing like a little like battle training presentation. And the videos were like, Okoye will talk to you. You can have a brief personal connection with Okoye. Which is great.
Okoye will beat you up. You can get beat up by Okoye. That's what I want.
See and be intimidated by Okoye.
Exactly.
Something I'm really excited for is that they've got like a California sanctum over there, and Doctor Strange does a little show. And I watched, I think it was a vlog from the channel Ordinary Adventures. Who do a lot of Disney parks
by
content.
Doctor Strange, amazing. I'm sold. I'm sold. I want to go.
It looks great. And I'm like, I wonder how Doctor Strange will come across, because like Benedict Cumberbatch is such a specific person. Not that all of these actors aren't specific people, but a lot of them are like behind a mask, and like nobody looks like Benedict Cumberbatch. He's such a singular person. You never see him and you're not sure if that was him or not. You know that was him. But like the guy they got for Lisa's video, he looks great. He's got the voice right, which I guess helps that you're doing an imitation of a guy doing an imitation of an American accent. Like it's, you can kind of put that on also. It looked so fun. And like the little sanctum you're in, like that physical area looks so cool. And just like the way they changed the architecture, like slowly transition it from this is part of an old Stark Motors factory to you are now in a magic sanctum. Like the way the rock, like the stone walls around it just slowly sort of like fracture almost and like turn into something cool. There's like a little photo op area over there that's one of those optical illusions. Like a chalk artist will paint on the ground where it looks like you're getting sucked into a hole. I'm so happy that's there, that they're like, Doctor Strange sponsors optical illusion hole. Go stand over there and have your photo taken.
What I would also be excited to find out is because you know how Disney likes to do all those Easter eggs of like, find the hidden Mickeys and do this and do that. I want to know what all those things are. Like, are the Infinity Stones out there somewhere? Can you find those? There are little Easter eggs? Yes, all sorts of. That's what I want.
Yeah, cool. Like outside, like there's the big ride. Besides Guardians, which has already been there, is Spider-Man web slingers, web shooters. I forgot the exact name because it's the Spider-Man ride. And what's cool about that one is that you go through in your little car and you're facing these screens. It's one of those shoot 'em rides, like the Men in Black one, But you don't have like a little plastic gun in your hand or anything. It's like a Kinect screen. Like it reads your hand just doing the Spider-Man thing. You don't have to have any physical piece of property. Yeah, like you just wave your hand and web shoots out on the screen like you did it. And what's cool is that this is like Web, the Worldwide Engineering Brigade. And it's like Peter Parker working together with other young scientists. And this is their science lab. And the other young scientists are Harley Keener, Moon Girl, and Squirrel Girl, who I didn't even know had an engineering background. I don't know anything about Squirrel Girl. I just know her name.
Yeah.
Well, right, I know that, but I didn't know she also knew like chemistry and stuff. But it's cool that they're there. There's a gift shop where you can buy like, it's like stuff that's supposed to be sort of in this world. So it's a lot of like Web Engineering Brigade. You can buy that on shirts. It doesn't say like Spider-Man on the shirt. You can buy a lot of like science kits for kids that are like web themed. It seems very cool. Yeah, but like that building, it's like, oh, this used to be a Stark Motors factory. There used to be a Shield office here. And so there's like on the outside, like they painted some utility door, like, or like, no, like outside, it's supposed to be like the parking lot, like old parking lot. Like they've got stripes painted down there, whatever. And it's like, parking for Jarvis, parking for P. Carter.
Yeah,
so there's little details like that hidden around. I saw in one of these vlogs that there's just like a drainage pipe coming out of one of these buildings, and they just painted some green around the edges and hung up a little sign saying, warning, gamma radiation.
Fun stuff.
The shawarma cart is there, and there's Pym Test Kitchen, which is maybe the thing I'm most excited about.
You mentioned that one a couple times. Yeah.
Big food, little food, pretzel the size of your arms. You can buy $100 panini there. It's not $100 because it's very fancy. It's like just big. It's a panini that's like a Pym meanie that's meant to feed your entire family, like 8 people. So that's why it's $100. But it's big. You can buy big or little. They have little too.
Good stuff. Well, Melissa, let's take a quick break for some housekeeping, and then we will get into our fantasy mall draft thing here. So we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our websites at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at our $3 tier, and you can get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, head over to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. If you guys did not know, we started covering the German Netflix show Dark on the review show this past week. We will be covering all 3 seasons eventually, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm super excited to finally get to talk about that show in its entirety with someone. It's a great show. But E3 is also right around the corner, and tomorrow, Melissa, you are joining us on Crossplay as we do our E3 predictions, and we will be using you as our human magic 8-ball. Which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited and I'm looking forward to that. So be on the lookout for all of that stuff. And last but not least, a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. So thank you, Sam, so much.
Thanks, Sam.
We appreciate it. We love you tons. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Melissa, fantasy draft time. How do you want to do this? What were you imagining?
It's it's going to be a very loose formation of a draft because it's only the 2 of us. But we'll just go back and forth and name things. And if you get one, I don't get it, and vice versa.
Yeah. So, like, what I was thinking of like, do we want to structure this a certain way where we have to pick?
I would think so. Yes.
But do we have to pick a department store and then like 3 stores you want to fill out the mall and then 2 things in your food court, or like, what are we doing there?
Here, let's pick an anchor. Often a department store, not always necessarily. 3 interior stores, 1 food court place, and 1 like sit down table service restaurant.
Perfect.
And then maybe we'll do like 1 wild card round where it's like you draft any other sort of business or a kiosk or a feature. Oh no, let's also draft non-theater entertainment.
Non-theater entertainment.
Because of course the biggie.
Can you define that?
The big entertainment feature of a mall is typically the movie theater. If we cut that out, if we take that off the board, we'll scramble over whatever's left over.
I guess I'm having trouble thinking of what else there would be besides a movie theater, because I didn't even think about movie theaters in a mall, which I've been to some that have them, but not all of them have them.
True, but they often, they go hand in hand. They're a peanut butter and jelly.
Sure.
Enjoyed together. May also be enjoyed separate.
Okay, we'll figure it out when we get there. Are you just gonna keep track of it?
I'll
here
write
on
this
our,
down.
our
yes.
Document here. You
yes,
guys
I
won't
will.
Be able to see
no
all
secrets.
Of this stuff, but Melissa
it's secrets from the audience, not a secret between us.
There you go. Melissa, this was your idea. I believe you should get to start.
Oof. I think you should go first because
Okay.
you have less experience with malls than I do. I'm a bit of a mall connoisseur. So
An inexperienced mall goer, Kyle Springer.
if I don't get what I want, I can come up with a substitute more easily than I imagine you may.
Okay.
I will offer you the first choices.
Gotcha. Well, let's start with our anchor, aka probably a department store. I'm gonna go with Macy's.
Ah, classic.
That is a pretty classic staple one, and they are the ones that sponsor the Thanksgiving Day parade, so they are often in people's minds.
Right. People always think of a Macy's. A Macy's, good. Always, I feel like you can rely on a Macy's.
How do you feel about department stores? Let me ask you that.
I like them. Here,
I can't stand them. It's just to me, it's obstacles. Like to get in the mall, I have to go through the department store, and it's like a maze. It's an obstacle.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Okay, turn left here, cut through the like awkwardly placed like the awkwardly placed bra section that like everyone has to go through, and just like that
bra
you can
gauntlet.
finally make it into the mall.
The Brauntlet.
Brauntlet.
You have to run the Brauntlet if you want to go get a pretzel.
Yeah, exactly.
I love a department store. I rarely actually shop in them. They're always more expensive than I need.
Obstacles.
I don't know what they're like. As a plus size lady, I tend to like have the same couple places I go to over and over again that I know I can get good plus size clothing. I could stand to branch out. Many places are branching out with more plus sizes. Right, yeah. But I love a department store for its ambience. I love that it's a maze. I want to get lost somewhere when I go to the mall. I want to like see I want to like vaguely remember something and not be able to find my way back to that right away.
That's what they feel like.
I want to go on a journey. I want to have like a goal that I am actively searching for geographically.
They feel otherworldly. Like you enter in them and there's just something different about them. You're just like, something is off here.
They're another realm.
I feel like it's like that, or it's like something with like the Harry Potter style thing where the like sections keep like shifting and moving.
Yeah.
But wait, I thought the men's section was over. Why is it? Okay. Well, I guess we're going this way then.
Welcome to the Hall of Infinite Mail. You'll be in the Tommy Bahama aisle forever.
Exactly.
Speaking of otherworldly, my top pick for an anchor store. I have not seen this as an anchor in a traditional interior mall, but I have seen it as part of an outdoor mall. And the first time I went here was a remarkable experience. I'm taking Von Maur. There's
never heard of
one
him.
Right, like there's one around me, and it's like 40 minutes away. I am not very familiar with a Von Maur, but me and Jack went driving around fancy houses one day. We're like, let's take a break. Let's go inside somewhere. And we find this like outdoor mall, and we go inside the Von Maur because neither of us had been in there. And it was so eerie. This place looked like it was like all the merchandise was new, but just the way it was styled, the way it was architecturally designed felt like it was from the 80s, even though I knew this is a new mall. I think they only built this place like 7 years ago. It felt like it was decades old. And it was this rainy day, and it's like real quiet in there. Like there's not a lot of people in there. It's kind of deserted. And there's just this old man sitting there playing a piano by the escalators. So you can just hear rain and piano in this place.
That's really weird. That is creepy.
I love it. So I'm definitely going with the Von Maur. I love my eerie mall.
There you go.
All right. Pick one interior store.
I'm going to go with Zoomies.
Ooh.
Zumiez.
Thank
There you
you for
go.
spelling. Tell me about Zoomies.
Zumiez is one of the only stores that, because I'm not a big mall shopper, and when I do go, I know the stores that I want to go to, so I go straight to those ones. I have to get
You're right.
through the obstacle course, and then I'll be like, all right, I know I want to go to like Xiaomi's or something like that, so I'll go straight there. Zoomies feels like the perfect mix between Hot Topic, Journeys, PacSun, and Vans.
Yes.
Like if you just mix them all into one, like it would be Zoomies. It is the like urban culture skate shop store kind of thing, but it's not overly filled with like Funko Pops and band t-shirts and stuff like that, like Hot Topic is. It's not so specific where it's like, okay, this is all like California styled stuff that like PacSun is. It has that like surfer vibe in there. It's not Journeys where it's like, okay, you guys are now starting to only be shoes.
Yeah.
It's not that, but like it has all of that stuff to like smaller degrees, and it just, I think for me and my style and what I like, it just feels cool. Like
Yeah,
this is it.
I
where
agree.
it's not overly obnoxious too,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, like I was at the mall with my nephew a couple years ago when he would have been like 20, and he went into the Zoomies.
Yeah.
So it's a place for the youth. It is cool. He's cool.
For sure. Hello, fellow kids.
Hello.
Here at Zoomies.
Zoomies. You're gonna have to tell me if this store is too big to be, if it's big enough that it may be considered an anchor.
Okay.
It's not a department store, but it's like one of those stores where it would have its own exterior entrance.
Okay, because that is what I think of when I think of like a department store or stuff. So what is it? What is the
a Barnes and Noble?
I'm fine with that. That
okay.
Because I have some bookstores listed on my thing too. Yeah, you can have like a separate Barnes and Noble store, but I also don't see like separate Macy's stores. Like they're always at malls. But I've seen like bookstores that are also the like smaller express stuff where it's like it's Barnes and Noble Express or stuff, and it's just like a half size bookstore. Like they have the like New York Times best sellers.
Yeah, it's like an airport bookstore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went with Barnes and Noble because I thought I need to have a media place. And so many other great ones I can think of are Defunct, Walden Books, Suncoast, Sam Goody, FYE.
Ooh.
There may be like a couple rogue FYEs around there. Yes.
Can we say defunct stores?
Ooh, see, I was thinking I would operate on a mall.
You did say this is your dream mall.
It is my dream mall.
So dream big, Melissa.
See, here's the deal: is that a Barnes and Noble includes books and movies. If I went back into the 90s, well, that would take up two separate picks. I'd have to have a Sam Goody and a Walden Books.
Yeah.
Although, honestly, you know what? If we are playing with time, I'm changing it out. I don't want a Barnes & Noble. I want a Borders.
Okay, that works. Borders books.
I'm taking Borders. When both of them were available to me, I preferred Borders a little bit more because I liked their section of film and TV books. Like, I would go there and look for, like, the art of blank, behind the scenes making of this. And they always had more of those at Borders.
Okay. Let's do. What should I do next? What should I do here? I'm gonna go with Sam Goody.
Oh,
I think you need a good like electronics music store kind of thing. I do have some bookstores and stuff written down too, but there's something about the like Sam Goody FYE style stores that's just like, oh, I can go browse through all of their CDs and stuff and try them out and be like, okay, what is track 15 on this one?
Use your public headphones. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
God, I wish I would pay $4 if I could put on a pair of big public headphones and listen through various tracks of like ambient soothing rainstorm compilation.
There you go.
I don't even want to hear real music. I just want to hear that.
I feel like the headphones wouldn't go over well nowadays. I feel like it would be a BYOH situation.
This is
Bring your own headphones.
Purely hypothetical.
Yeah. But interesting. Good stuff.
Okay. I've got Borders. I feel like I'm going to go for a lot of things you aren't going to go for, so I can play to my heart's content. I don't know if I'll have a lot of overlap. I'm going to pick girl stuff. I don't imagine that you would have on your list.
No,
Claire's.
I'm not picking Claire. Oh, hey! I did actually write Claire's down of like, this is one that's in every mall.
I love Claire's. I love Claire's even as an adult. I think they just have fun things in there. And some of this, and like it is,
Okay.
It is like half a store for little girls, but it's half a store for just any whimsical, fun-loving young woman of any age. I go in there regularly for sunglasses. I love heart-shaped sunglasses, and that's like the only place I know I can get them every summer.
Good stuff. Okay. Trying to think what I want to save for my wild card and what of the things I have written down, because I have some notes here of all sorts of stuff. Some things written down here, and I'm not sure what I would want to do as my like non-theater entertainment. There are a couple of these that are like, I could put them as stores, but I think arguably they could also be non-theater entertainment, kind of. If that's the case, I'm gonna see your Claire's and raise you a limited 2.
What? Why do you want limited 2?
Why not? Start them early. You know what I mean? Gotta get those teen girls in early. Get them young, and then they will one day grow up to be just like Melissa, experienced mall shoppers.
No, I never went in a limited 2.
But in my mind, Claire's and limited 2 hold the same space.
They certainly do. I can't fit in anything in limited 2. I never could. But you know what doesn't really the sunglasses, one size fits most. I'm in that most.
Yeah. And but like it is this like, it's a store for younger girls, generally speaking, right?
Yes.
But that is the thing. A mall has something for everyone. So
I'm happy. Yeah.
Like, as much as I would want a dream mall that only has things that caters to me, I don't think it would do well business-wise, and I would want it to do well business-wise. So like I said, get them young.
You're building your dream mall, but you're also trying to build a practical 4-quadrant mall.
Yes, exactly.
Man, I was just going for the things that like truly, okay, so real personal picks. I have to give the third pick to the store that will always get me to a mall. Like, I think it's in every mall I can name now, but it used to only be in one mall in the St. Louis area when this chain first started up.
St. Louis
and
original.
So I would have, It is not. But, I remember the first mall in town it came to.
Okay.
And then it slowly got to the other malls. But there was a while there where, I had to plan all my shopping around. I have to go to the mall with that store. It's Torrid, the plus size store.
Okay.
That
works.
Yeah, I'm really out here building fat person's dream. Yeah, that's where I get most of my stuff. I went there this weekend. I took a mall trip. I had all my shots. I felt good going there, spending hours in that mall. Felt good going in the store, trying on clothes, buying new things. This is old, but would you believe I bought another chiffon top with star print on it? I own two. I need two.
There you go.
Right. Goes in the wizard section of my closet.
I really hope you do actually have a wizard section in your closet.
I mean, it doesn't have
that's like vaguely wizard-like.
Honestly, it doesn't have a sign in it, but if you said, Melissa, grab me the top 5 wizard things out of your closet, I could do that immediately. I know what they are.
That is great. I love it.
I'm ready to be a wizard at any time.
When is this happening on the podcast? That's what I want to know. Melissa's top 5 wizard outfits. That'd be great. That'd be so funny.
Right. It's just you killing time while I go in and out of my closet and change.
That'd be great. That'd be so funny. Good stuff. Okay, so what are we on next, Melissa? We are on food court stuff. Do you want to switch it up and have you go first for this one?
Really?
I mean, because the thing is, if we do it what we have been, I would pick every time for the first thing.
Right. Okay, you're true. That's right. In the truest sense of a draft, we would rotate. I thought I would just offer you first right of refusal on all of these. But okay,
I will. Fair,
Yeah. Oh, I get first pick in food court. My food court choices have evolved over my life.
Now, are we naming multiple food court things?
How many do you want? One or two food?
I think we should at least do 2, because
2 food court.
A food court isn't a food court with only one.
Yeah, you can't have a court of 2. I just didn't want us to name a bajillion things, but yeah, I mean, we got time. Okay, 2 things in a food court. I am going to take. This is a place that's good at both food and beverage. I'm taking Charlie's steak subs.
Okay, I thought you were going to say it's a good thing at food and a good thing at court.
Charlie's Philly steaks. Yes, they've got those Philly steak sandwiches, chicken steak sandwiches. They have good fries,
places, yeah,
cheesy bacon fries if you're feeling that, and all those lemonades. I'm gonna go with them. They win out over a lot of things based on lemonades. If I get so few choices, I want to get a place where I can get good food and good beverage.
First one I'm gonna do is thing is, food courts, no matter which mall you go to, they always have one of these. They're always different. It's never the same thing. It's never the same restaurant, but they always have some kind of Chinese food restaurant.
Yeah.
So to simplify things, I'm just going to say Panda Express.
That is the top pick.
I know Panda Express is very Americanized, but I would prefer a more authentic thing, but just to simplify it.
Yeah.
We'll just go with Panda Express. That's a good one.
What is your usual Panda Express order?
I like the orange chicken. I like the chicken teriyaki. I also like the sweet fire chicken. It's a little bit spicier. And it has
spice
pineapple
baby
mixed in. So it's like chicken and pineapple and peppers and stuff like that. And it's really, really good.
The pineapple is tempting.
So,
I also love
Melissa,
the orange
if you can
chicken.
hear me, your camera has frozen. My food preferences must have scared you off, or you liked them so much that you were just like, oh my god, I'm frozen in time for the rest of my life until I get that food there.
See, Kyle, you're the one who's frozen for me. There's two sides to this story.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back as we figure out some technical issues.
Yes. Yeah, I've been able to hear you the whole time.
All right. Hey, we got it working again. That was fast, thankfully.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, so we are back from our technical difficulties. I was just wrapping up my food choice stuff from Panda Express, and I like their fried rice. I have
so
to go
fluffy.
With that.
I was a fried rice kid. I've become a chow mein adult.
Melissa, fried rice kid.
The chow mein adult. I don't know what genre of story that would be. Yeah, orange chicken, classic. I love the honey walnut shrimp as a special treat. I also tend to go for black pepper chicken. Nice and wholesome. Also, I think comes with celery. I like a celery.
There you go. I generally speaking also like beef and broccoli. I haven't been to a Panda Express where they give me a good ratio of the stuff.
Of beef to broccoli?
Yeah, it's always too much broccoli. And I'm just like, I want some beef with that, please. I now have a beef with you.
Who goes to the food court to eat broccoli?
Good question, Melissa. So yeah, that's what I would normally get.
Okay. For my next food court pick, I realized I need a sweet treat here. Sweeter than just like a lemonade. That counts as beverage. That doesn't count as dessert. I am going to go with a Cold Stone Creamery.
Ooh, good pick. Cold Stone, indeed.
I think I've only seen it in like one mall. But sometimes you'll see something that's similar.
Yeah, they'll be that
can be replicated.
Store.
Yeah. Or like one of my malls, I think at one point, I don't know if it still has it, had one of those rolled ice cream places.
Like a Dippin' Dots thing?
No, it's rolled ice cream. It originates from some country in the continent of Asia. Sorry to say, I don't remember right now. But they pour the ice cream mixture down on like a big, like cold pan. And then it sort of freezes up. And then they take a spatula and just scrape it off. So the ice cream in this very thin sheet just rolls and rolls and rolls together into like a little ice cream log.
I've seen similar stuff like that on like desserts. Like if you buy like an ice cream style dessert, if they're fancy, they might have a like, oh, here's a, rolled up like thing like that, or a cinnamon stick or a chocolate stick thing that fits in there. But I don't think I've seen just rolled ice cream. Interesting.
It's good. And you get a couple of those little logs in one container together, and then they'll dress it with stuff, comes with all the toppings that you want. I recommend it. Seek out a rolled ice cream if there is one near to you.
Okay. That's fair. Interesting. I would absolutely try that. Okay. Well, since you didn't pick it, I have to pick. I feel like one of us is obligated to pick the food court staple. If you have a food court, there is always one of these, and that's a Sbarro's.
Sbarro.
Good,
see, I would say the same
pizza.
I would say the same about a Panda Express. I feel like I might know of one living Sbarro, but I think every mall I know has a Panda Express.
I've not seen an actual Panda Express in malls. I've seen all these like knockoff,
Really?
like it's not like knockoffs, but like actual like Chinese places that it's like, hey, it's some Chinese name, it's their restaurant, or they do something that's like, it's Kung Pao Tim's, and it's just like, well, okay.
Or further out on the Asian continent, you may get a hibachi-san, which is Japanese focused.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I've actually seen a Panda Express in a mall. It's always been by itself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have seen by themselves Panda Expresses. The first time I ever saw one was amazing. It was like I witnessed a miracle. I think, as far as I know, all my local malls that live with a panda inside them.
A panda inside them. That's the episode title. There we go. I've seen it a lot in like shopping centers where it's like, okay, we have like a Target and a bank and a Panda Express and like an Einstein bagels or something, right? Like it's that, but like not in a mall.
Mm-hmm.
Strange, but yeah, cool. I know that they are in malls. I just haven't seen one yet, you know?
You gotta get out there. Okay, moving on to table service. Do you want me to take first pick on this too?
If you would like, yeah.
I think we'll get one table service restaurant.
Sure, that's fine with me.
Okay. Ooh. I feel like there's a big player in this game, a big cheesy player in this game, but I'm actually going to go for a smaller personal favorite of mine. I think I want a California Pizza Kitchen.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like them a lot.
To be honest, I was having trouble thinking of stuff, and that is not one that came to mind. But yeah, now that you mention it, that is one that I see a lot. It's not I've never been a fan of California Pizza Kitchen. Most of their stuff is a little bit too out there, where I just like to give me just the plain pepperoni. Like that's what I want. Because if they can't make a good pepperoni, they have no business making pizza. Words to live by.
Yeah, I feel like you should have that on a sign, and when you're mad, you just like knock the wall that the sign is on and like point to it.
Dun, 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 dun. Right here, California.
Right, you've got one that you keep on the wall of your home and one for travel.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then I think I will take the big cheesy player that I think you were alluding to.
Yeah.
The one that immediately came to mind for me. And it's going to be Rainforest Cafe.
What? Oh, wow. When I said cheesy, I meant the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of that one. Okay. That one is in a lot of malls now that I think of it. See, Rainforest Cafe is such an experience, right? It is,
yes.
But it's so over the top that it is kind of cheesy. Which is what
we went for different approaches.
Like, there's a big player in this one. They're kind of cheesy, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I know what this one is. Please don't pick it, and you didn't. And I was like, yes, good. But yeah, Rainforest Cafe.
Wow, I've never been in a Rainforest Cafe, but I have been in the T-Rex Cafe, which is the same but dinosaurs. I went to this at Disney Springs, which is the shopping and dining complex outside of Disney World. And like, I knew the food wasn't going to be great. I ate like a quesadilla that's about like a quesadilla I'd make at home, but I went to just be in a dinosaur land. I knew what I was paying for.
There's all the sounds, there's the mist, there's the like things that are moving, and the alligator that opens up its mouth and stuff, and the monkey that swings by. It's fun. It's just a fun atmosphere to be in.
That's a good choice.
Indeed. Okay, Melissa, non-theater entertainment.
I'm presuming I'm just going to go ahead, like the free space on bingo. I'm going to give a theater to both of our malls.
Sure.
Tell me about your theater in your mind.
Theater in my mind. So I have some stores that I've written down here that aren't necessarily staples at like every mall, but if a mall has one of them, that like it's an experience. It's similar to Rainforest Cafe, where it's just like, oh, we have to go to the store. Even if we don't get something, we just have to go to look around. I think I'm going to put a Disney store.
You're right. I think a Disney store would count as a form of entertainment.
Right? It's so packed. You can barely walk around in those stores, but it's just filled with so much magic. So that would be a good one indeed.
Right. I put this category on to have the chance to honor a beloved location in the mall of my youth, the mall that opened when I was like 12 or 13, and barely lived past college. Did not do well, but it had a truly treasured place inside of it. It was a glow-in-the-dark mini golf course called Putting Edge.
Oh, wow. That is a great name.
I think it's a chain. I think there are other Putting Edges that have been around America besides in the St. Louis Mills Mall. Yeah, it's all like glow-in-the-dark day glow, and there's different themed sections. Like, here's the underwater. My favorite was like the magic castle with like a wizard and a knight. I love
Melissa
I love
would
the
have
aesthetics
an outfit to go with that.
Oh, absolutely. But the trouble is you got to find something that's got like enough white content on it that it will day glow in the dark. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the aesthetics of mini golf, outdoor mini golf. That's something special.
Oh, man.
But I love it. Do you particularly get this in indoor mini golf where there's more like walls and barriers and things? I love a mini golf where you can't tell at the beginning what the end is going to be. Or like maybe from hole 1, you can see hole 18, but you can't see holes like 12 to 16. You have no idea what those are. I'd love to be surprised as I journey through mini golf.
Okay. Good stuff. Yeah, when you said non-theater entertainment, I had no idea what you were.
Yeah, I was thinking like mini golf, bowling alley,
laser tag would be a great one.
Right. Go-karts, a skate park, just a carousel, an arcade. That's what I was talking about. But I agree with you that a Disney store can count as a form of entertainment. I
also had in my like section of like similar stores to the Disney store, I also had a Build-A-Bear and a Sharper Image.
You know what is from St. Louis is Build-A-Bear. I believe it opened up here. I think, the Galleria may be its flagship store. That may be where it started from. Well, at least its corporate office is here.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Build-A-Bear history. Build a historical bear.
Good stuff. We're on our last section. The wild card section.
Yes. Sorry, I just want to confirm. Yes. October 1997, very first Build-A-Bears in the St. Louis Galleria Mall. That's the mall I most commonly go to nowadays. That Build-A-Bear is there thriving. That's where I built my Meowth when they had the Pokemon you could build.
Nice. There you go. So as I was looking stuff up for this draft of like what stores should I just like keep in mind and stuff. One of the ones I saw was EB Games, which is one that has been around. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen some of those things in stores. I think if I'm not mistaken, the first one was in the King of Prussia Mall. That
makes sense.
Philadelphia, and I've been to that mall, and I've been in an EB Games in that mall. So I might have been in that one.
Ooh.
I don't remember. Or maybe I'm misremembering and it had finally been changed to a GameStop. But King of Prussia Mall is also so big that there is like 2 of everything in the mall, depending on what side you're in there. So maybe it's not the one that I went to. Who knows? But fun fact. Melissa, you go first with your wild card.
Ooh, I don't know if I have one ready. I threw this out because I want us to have like one bonus thing. If there's like something in a category we didn't get or some like extra other thing that we were thinking of that was like specific from our own past experiences that didn't fit in a category. I
don't know if I have one that is like in a category by itself or stuff like that, but I would be willing to make mine a sharper. Go
ahead and name the sharper image.
Yeah,
that's right. That's good.
That's one of those stores that you like walk in and it's fun to just play around with stuff. I don't think I've ever seen anyone buy something from that store.
No.
But it's like it's like Sky Mall, the store. But I feel like I've seen people buy stuff from the Sky Mall magazine. And we used to get the Sharper Image magazine when I was in high school. And it was the same thing of like, next time I'm in that store, I'm going to go look at that clock. Yeah. And like that was it, and that's all I did. I was like, look at this neat like technology where it like displays the time, like on this like mist and stuff there. And it's just like, what? Who would actually buy this? It's neat, but it like who
like it's a Disney
this?
Fireworks show.
Yeah,
man,
but it's still fun because they have the massage chairs and all that stuff, right? You know, go sit down in that, and hopefully it still works.
Yeah. Ooh. That's so I'll tell you what I thought about picking for this wild card is the Discovery Channel store, which existed for a brief period in like the early 2000s.
That's like a mix of the Disney and Sharper Image store.
Right. You could get like fun educational toys there, like you know, you could build like a big Buckminster Fuller like polygonal structure out of magnets. I got like a button maker there. You can buy a Mythbusters DVD. I thought about it, but I think an important cornerstone that a mall ought to have, I think something that'll help round my mall out. I want a furniture store. Like a West Elm, a Restoration Hardware, a Crate and Barrel, a Pottery Barn, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are always fun to like just go in and look around and dream at any age. Like even if you like, I remember going to the mall with Sam when we were teenagers and just like wandering around Z Gallery and just like lounging on those chaises. Like this is a place where like some teens could sit and have like innocent fun. It's a place where an adult can go and like actually purchase something for their home. And this is a place where you get like other odds and ends, a candle, a throw pillow, a picture frame. Yeah.
Good old household goods.
Some furniture store. Yeah. All right. So your mall contains a Macy's, a Zoomies, a Sam Goody, a Limited 2.
You know it.
Go to the food court. You may enjoy a Panda Express or a Sbarro. Or if you want a classy sit-down meal, you can go to the Rainforest Cafe.
Hey, Toots, let's class it up a bit and go to the Rainforest Cafe.
You can shop and be entertained at the Disney store and sit in one of those jiggly massage chairs at the Sharper Image.
Yeah.
Kyle, what would you name your mall?
That sounds like a good mall. I have no idea.
Right.
Malls don't really have like memorable names to me.
Right. Like ours, it's West County, South County, Mid Rivers. It's by Two Rivers. Like the Galleria is the only one I know that has like a fancy name.
Yeah, I grew up near like Tyson's Corner and stuff like that. So
it's not so small and quaint.
That was a big mall. So what if we do?
You call it like Kyle Springs.
No, I'm not gonna do first and last name. I do either or. So like Springer's something. Or
come down to the Springer Center.
Sure, yeah. Springer Center. That's fine. Something like that.
Yeah, and then come on down to Wilkinson Plaza, where you can go to the Erie Von Maur, go to the Borders, go to the Claire's and the Torrid. Not a lot for menswear. If I could fit in another pick, I would have taken like a Brooks Brothers. Dine on a Charlie's Philly Steaks, or for a sweet treat, a Cold Stone Creamery. Sit down for a pleasant meal at the California Pizza Kitchen. Get that free bread and olive oil to dip it in.
There you go.
Spend a fun hour at the Putting Edge, and then like lounge around a West Elm.
Good stuff.
Buy a basket or something. Yeah.
That Putting Edge name reminds me of this store. It was a salon. It was a salon out in Laredo, Texas. I don't know if they're still there or stuff like that. They had the best name ever. It was Curl Up and Die.
Right.
It was great. It's great. It's a hair place.
I've seen that before. I feel like every town has a Curl Up and Die.
That's the only place I've ever seen that. And I was like, that is amazing. Whoever thought of that is, I hope they are getting all the money.
There's one somewhere in the metropolitan St. Louis area called Shearlock Combs. There's at least two of them, because I think I've driven past and seen a sign that says Shearlock Combs 2. A game of shadows.
Okay. That is great. I love when stores do stupid stuff like that. It's amazing. Good times, man. Good times.
Fun game.
Yeah, good stuff. Melissa, this was fun. I'm glad we got to do all of this stuff. I do want to throw a reminder out there for everyone. At the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken, is our trivia night.
I
believe it's at the end of this month. I'll have to go back and double check, but it's usually like end of June, I believe, is when we did it, or like start of the next month, like end of June, start of July, is when we decided on that. But yeah. Be excited for that, because that is coming up down the road. I'm gonna see if I can hopefully rope in some of the guys from Crossplay to join us on that. We can just have a big old trivia night.
Yeah, Ignacio was here last year and we had a great time.
He was indeed, yeah. So that'll be good. That'll be fun. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And like I mentioned before, Melissa will be on Crossplay this week. For our E3 and Summer Game Fest predictions and stuff like that. Melissa, what is your favorite video game? I know you don't play much, all of that stuff, but what is your favorite? Let's end it with that.
I will never turn down the chance to play whatever Mario Party was on the Wii, or whatever the first one was. I have a lot of fond memories of playing that Mario Party in Sam's basement. Or like playing it at parties with friends. I love a Mario Party. Terrible at kart, love party.
Okay.
There's a reason why my sign says party and not kart.
More Melissa backstory revealed.
You want to know my favorite genre of Mario game?
Exactly. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Melissa, I can say we are excited to have you on. We are working on all of our predictions and stuff like that as we speak. But yeah, I think that will about wrap us up this week for the Captain's Log. Thank you all for joining us if you've been checking it out. Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at WilkyWit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, where me and my brother Jams talk about weird old kids shows you feel like only you remember. Speaking of stuff in malls, our last episode was about the Disney Channel original movie, Phantom of the Megaplex, which is not about a movie theater attached to a mall, but it's about a movie theater, like a 26-screen movie theater, truly a megaplex. The place is huge, and it can definitely sustain... Right, can definitely sustain an entire movie taking place inside of it.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with all the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal with all of that stuff. And last but not least, before we get out of here, starting this next week, Loki is going to be coming out on Disney Plus. And Melissa, at least you and I'm not sure if anyone else will be stopping by. We will be live every Wednesday night. I don't remember exactly what time exactly, so that's why you should follow us on Twitter to find out that information down the road. But we will be doing some reaction videos on that from week to week and giving our thoughts on Loki as it comes out. So that should be exciting. I believe that is about it. So this has been number 146 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.